This is your 28storms.com and Hurricane Tracker app tropical weather update for Thursday, October 13th. The Hurricane Center is closely monitoring two areas of low pressure, one to the northeast of the Bahamas and the other surrounding the Yucatan Peninsula. The weak low center over the western Atlantic did show signs of organization during the afternoon hours. However, convection has begun to decrease once again, and we do have an approaching trough from the east coast of the United States, so upper level wind shear is expected to become more unfavorable over the next 24 hours. We are not anticipating a classified tropical system. However, it could provide Bermuda with some passing showers over the next 36 hours. Now, if we go ahead and turn our attention more toward the southwest or western Caribbean, we see that there has been a major increase in convection over the past day or so. This is in relation to that broad area of low pressure that we did anticipate would form over much of Central America, and the broad area of low pressure is still primarily centered over land, which is going to limit the possibility for development, at least in the short term. But this entire region will be monitored for any signs of tropical development for the next 3 to 5 days. The rest of the Atlantic Basin and the Eastern Pacific are being dominated by quite a lot of moderate to strong wind shear. However, here is the small pocket of upper level ridging, but once again that upper level anticyclone is still primarily located over Central America. We have seen the wind shear values decrease a little bit here in the Gulf of Honduras, but there are no signs of a surface circulation at this time. And believe it or not, we're still dealing with Tropical Storm Irwin over the Eastern Pacific, but it is making that turn more toward the south and will remain well to the west of Mexico as it begins to dissipate in the extended range forecast. We see the reason why it's beginning to make that turn. If we go ahead and switch over to the water vapor, we have mid to upper level ridging returning to the northern half of Mexico, and the flow around that ridge is going to allow the system to take a turn more toward the west and eventually out to sea. This is the latest 18Z run of the GFS model for the next 7 days, and the GFS is not showing any organizing tropical cyclones over the next week or so. However, it is keeping that broad monsoon low over much of Central America, and the model once again is not showing development, but it wouldn't take much for this low to deviate a little bit more toward the north or east to get some type of weak tropical cyclone develop somewhere close to the Yucatan Peninsula. The latest run of the 12Z ECMWF is also leaving the door open for the possibility of a weak tropical system try to get its act together close to the Yucatan as we go into Saturday and Sunday. The broad area of low pressure is persisting, and in fact it has made its way over the open waters of the western Caribbean and the Gulf of Honduras. As we work our way into Monday, there is a weak 1007 millibar surface low located directly over Cancun, Mexico. And so this will just have to be closely monitored for any signs of development. The good news is that none of the models are showing anything overly significant throughout the forecast period. And also, if you were to believe the extended forecast from the European, as we go into day 6 or Wednesday morning, we see a rather significant trough diving into much of the southeast United States, and this would help to possibly take some of this broad area of low pressure and have it become more absorbed by that non-tropical system and eventually move on off toward the northeast, and that would somewhat limit the possibility for development in the western Caribbean for at least the next 10 or so days. And as far as the rest of the period, the model is not really showing much in the way of any tropical activity through day 10. So that wraps up what is occurring in the tropics. We will still just continue to monitor what is ongoing near the Yucatan Peninsula, but elsewhere the tropics are relatively quiet this evening. We will have another video update by tomorrow afternoon.